Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com. In this video, we're going to be looking at a new watch from Rado with the Rado Captain Cook High-Tech Ceramic. So in this video, we'll take a closer look at the watches here, also jump into some things to consider before purchasing. If you are interested in buying these watches, link in the description down below to TeddyBaldassarre.com, full authorized dealer of Rado timepieces, as well as a place where you can book a time with a dedicated watch specialist if you have any questions as well on the website. So definitely don't be shy there. But guys, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at these new watches. Now, ever since the emergence of the Captain Cook within Rado's modern catalog, it has spawned a myriad of color and size variations over the years. Along with the also excellent Golden Horse, the original Captain Cook represented a departure from much of the rest of Rado's largely modern collection, which is also typically focused on innovative material technology, including the brand's widespread use of ceramics. In an effort to combine the success of their vintage, reissued pieces with their tech-forward approach to materials, Rado recently unveiled the new Captain Cook High-Tech Ceramic. These new additions for this year definitely made a splash in being quite a departure from the typical Rado Captain Cooks that have, I think, become very popular over the last several years. But now in this video, we're going to be showcasing a few of the different options. Mostly the video is going to be of the black ceramic version with the rose gold accents. However, the launch presented some other models as well, including a high-tech gray ceramic with a blue bezel and a gray ceramic with a black bezel. So be sure to check those out as well on our website. So to begin with this model, it's important to establish the ceramic case material here as the most unique aspect of the timepiece. Rado advertises its own high-tech ceramic as being a bit lighter weight, hypoallergenic, and highly scratch resistant compared to other materials like stainless steel. In addition, ceramic can be produced in a wide range of colors without the need for coating such as PVD or DLC, meaning the black color of the Captain Cook case is present all the way through the material with nothing to chip off or scratch, revealing a different color underneath. Now, ceramic also, though, is more expensive and difficult to work with, which is important context when looking at a piece like this, especially compared to materials like steel or even titanium. In most situations, ceramic is being used in applications of bezel inserts, not entire cases, making the already premium process even more involved. This process to create these cases undergoes many steps with creating molds, holding the materials to degrees up to 1,450 degrees Celsius while being treated with polishing techniques, plasma treatment, just to name a bit of the process. But to bring all that up is really just to identify what is actually happening here, and to actually create an entire case of ceramic is an involved process, and Rado's truly are masters of it. But now let's take a closer look at these models in terms of wearability and actually taking a closer look at the cases themselves. So in context here, the Rado Captain Cook line has a variety of different case options to choose from. You have the 37mm options, which are a bit more unisex. Then you have the 42mm options that are going to wear probably truer to a 40mm case. Now for these new watches here, we have a case diameter of 43mm, making them the largest of the bunch, and a lug-to-lug of 50mm, which will push the limit for smaller wrists out there, making this better suited for medium to larger size wrists. The thickness of 14.6mm is also something to keep in mind. A couple millimeters from that thickness is going to come from the dome profile of this sapphire crystal, but the thickness will wear slightly flatter considering its curved lug design that will contour to the wrist a bit more. In terms of its architecture, the Captain Cook case follows the general design of the rest of the Captain Cook collection, with simple 90-degree angles on the slightly turned down lugs. In terms of the finish, the case is more, I would say, matte, which contrasts nicely with the touch of colored accents from the bezel that is also ever so slightly angled inward towards the crystal in the dial, a signature of the Captain Cook model family overall and a nod to the original watch from the 1960s. Bezel action here is very good and perhaps a step up from some of the other Captain Cook models. It also lines up with the dial without any issue. In keeping with the bezel, the screw down crown matches its finish, tying the overall case design together nicely while allowing for the impressive 300 meters of water resistance to take place. Between the lugs, we have a 21mm lug width here within the Captain Cook collection. That is something that you'll see quite a bit, which can annoy some enthusiasts. That said, we have a full ceramic bracelet except for an internal butterfly clasp, elements executed in titanium. In contrast to the fully matte case, the bracelet features high polishing on the center links in its 3-link design with brushing on the outer links. In terms of the feel, the bracelet is incredibly comfortable, and the ceramic definitely has a unique feel in terms of the material itself, feeling totally different compared to steel or titanium. The smooth undersurface of ceramic when it is actually treated is going to feel so soft on the wrist and relatively lighter than some other materials out there. Also working in its benefit is going to be the resistance of just scratches. So if you're used to a bracelet that's going to get scratches, maybe if you're working at your laptop or things of that sort, that is certainly probably the area where scratches are going to happen the most frequently. In this instance, it's going to resist that much more. So with all that context of the comfort as well as the up scratch resistance and just the look, there's really no reason to take this watch off its bracelet. So casting over the dial, we do have a sapphire crystal, and looking at that interior surface of this high-tech ceramic Captain Cook, we have a dial with a pretty interesting overall concept, with a central portion that is smoked in an exhibition style like the caseback that we'll kind of get into a bit later, allowing for a level of transparency without a full-blown skeleton or see-through effect, as it only makes itself completely known when inspecting a bit more closely. A signature Captain Cook design feature with the rotating anchors at 12, and Rado with the dial surface itself with the somewhat transparent surface as well as that Captain Cook logo, add some fun without the just crazy over-the-top gimmicks. Looking at the rest of the dial, at the perimeter, we have applied gold tone hour markers paired with an also gold handset that are reminiscent of the other Captain Cooks and ensure the high-tech treatment doesn't overly distract from the essential vintage Rado design represented by the Captain Cook collection as a whole. Lume is present within the markers as well as the handset and has a nice real estate in regard to what it's occupying, so the lume is going to shine with some pretty solid incandescence as well. But considering the transparent element of the dial, it surprisingly does not obscure the hour markers or the minute track, and this watch still maintains to be fairly legible, though the view of the R734 is a bit distracting in a pretty good way. Viewed either through the back or the front of the watch, this R734 featured within is a modified ETA-based caliber that is made to run at a lower beat frequency to maximize the use of that stored energy from the mainspring, something very similar as you will see throughout many Swatch Group brands to allow this one to get that 80 hours of power reserve. Compared though to some of the entry-level Swatch Group movements, this Rado take on the movement features some upgrades both in terms of its finishing, with visible perlage and other machine decoration on both sides, as well as a Nivacron hairspring which helps to prevent interference from magnetic fields. In terms of timekeeping and setting some expectation, this is anecdotal evidence by testing several of these watches on the time grapher. All of these are running in single digits, so pretty good performance of these out of the box. So just to unpack, this movement is running at 21,600 vibrations per hour or 3 Hertz, features hacking and hand winding, so hacking stopping the second hand when you pull out the crown to the farthest position, and has a power reserve of 80 hours. So now to summarize looking at this timepiece. So the new high-tech ceramic from the Captain Cook collection here is going to be, I think, a polarizing design on both fronts, both with its material as well as the design approach with its more smoked out dial and approach to that type of sort. The case size is also going to be probably a little bit larger for some people out there at 43 millimeters and 50 millimeters lug to lug with a bit thicker type of architecture. However, the byproduct of those points also creates kind of why this watch was created, kind of fusing again those technologically driven execution of the familiar, well-respected design format in the Captain Cook with a package coming in a material that the brand really owns of being masters of in ceramic. In terms of actual watches in this price category that come with a fully ceramic bracelet and case that's done to this degree, you're going to be hard pressed to find something out there like this, but know that it is a bit of a design that's going to go off the beaten path. This is not going to be the design for those that just want a traditional stainless steel sports watch, but Rado and what they're offering from their other Captain Cooks, this kind of fits in a different mold, and for somebody that wants something a bit more daring, something that exhibits the use of exotic materials at a price range that is, yes, very competitive and still a little bit higher than the rest of the Captain Cook family, but this is truly unlike what the traditional brands are going to be creating in the marketplace. And Rado manages to execute this with their own type of flair that I think will allow the people that have some affinity to the brand to really gravitate towards this piece. All right, guys, well, thank you again so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. If you're also interested in purchasing this watch, link in the description to TeddyBaldassarre.com, full authorized dealer of all the brands that we carry. Also, if you have any further questions that were not answered in this video, please do not hesitate to book a time with one of our watch specialists on our website. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all very soon.